Welcome to In Hindsight, where we showcase local New Mexico. We also debate about hot topics, and maybe you're the a-hole. And we want to showcase a couple of local New Mexico, especially Albuquerque restaurants.
Yep.
For me, I went a couple months back for my birthday, Savoy Bar and Grill. Me and Rhea actually went and celebrated my
Ooh.
birthday.
It
was so good.
Yeah, I wanted to be treated a little bit for some foie gras. I was craving some foie gras. It is a little bit more of a hot topic because foie gras is like hot topic right now. Because like, is it sustainable? Is it good for the ducks? But it's delicious and I love it. I can't help
pleasure.
myself. Yes, I love it because like their dishes. I mean, I think this is an American thing. Their dishes are pretty humongous. Like it's pretty big portions. We had a couple appetizers. I had like 3 foie gras appetizers. You know, I brought my own cake.
Yeah.
Which was like really fun. But we had a big party.
The
I had
cake
like
was-
about, I think 10 people at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it's really nice because like you do, for big parties, especially Albuquerque, you do have to like, especially fine dining and stuff, you do have to make reservations. So I made
reservations,
reservation because especially I had 10 people. But like the service was amazing. All of our food came on time. You know how like sometimes you go to restaurants and everybody's eating and you're like, where's my food? Or like somebody will be complaining, you know, like, where's my food? You know?
The story for that one. So my friends had come from out of town, and we ended meeting up at Paper Dosa. Right? We've talked about Paper Dosa in the past, right? So all our foods arrive, and this my friend, his food doesn't.
No, that's the
No,
worst.
so like to be fair to the restaurant, their owners who run the place usually were in India, and so it was the staff just running the restaurant. You know, it was busy. It was the long
Yeah.
weekend and all of that.
There was some
Yeah.
management issues, yeah.
But the dish when it finally arrived,
It's good.
really good. It was worth the wait. It was worth
Yeah.
the wait.
Maybe
Yeah.
sometimes you know how like when you're hungry and food hits different.
No, so he was hungry. We actually were all starving. But what he did was he ended up taking bites from everybody, and you know, like so it was not that he was
Yeah.
hungry and so the dish was good.
Yeah.
The dish was actually good.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
good.
Actually, it worked out well for him.
It worked out well for
You know, 'cause,
I
like,
got a
you-
piece of that dish also. So
So there's a place that you were talking about.
Oh, so my favorite Indian restaurant is Bawarchi.
Bawarchi.
Bawarchi
on Juan Tabo.
biryanis.
Bawarchi,
And I love getting the biryani dishes. They're
Yeah.
all good.
Yeah.
And they give you a lot of food.
Yes.
And it's
It's
like
generous.
fresh and it's sizzling and you're like, oh my God, my mouth is watering. It's so good.
So my only gripe with
Yeah.
that place is that, for my personal taste, it's
Yeah.
too spicy.
Oh, okay.
man.
Yeah.
Do
But
they
it's
not
good,
have
it's
like
good.
any non-spicy biryanis?
You know, then
Yeah, they
the flavor doesn't like it's.
It's not
away
the
the flavor.
same.
It's not
Yeah,
the
it
same.
hits
Yeah,
different.
yeah,
Okay.
it's like-
Yeah, sometimes substitutions. That's the thing. Also, it's like when people do the substitution things, like as a chef, you know, they'll be like, no substitution, like, but this is just wasn't the same as I had it
It's
before.
not.
I'm like, well, yes, because before it was the OG,
Yeah.
and now you substituted half of the dish.
Put something else.
It's not gonna taste the same. You know,
Yes.
and it's not nothing against substitutions. People do need it for allergies and stuff. I'm like, but like you have to also remember that, like, because like people will do, like, because I would check on like recipes online, and people are just like, it's not the same taste. I'm like, well, yeah, you change it from
change
regular
it.
milk to almond milk, like, is that gonna taste the same?
It'll be different. Yes.
You know?
So I had to
Also,
tell
like,
you-
sorry, go ahead.
I had to tell you something funny. So when I was working as a sushi chef, there was this lady that would substitute everything as far as fish, and we're like, "Why are you here at a sushi restaurant and you want everything substituted from fish?" I'm confused on this order here.
Yeah, because there are like in New York, there's a couple of good places that are vegetarian sushis,
Yeah.
and I mean, I love sushi in all form. I would
Yeah.
never say nothing bad about any kind of food.
Yeah.
You know, but go there because you know what I mean. You know, you're gonna get vegetable sushi.
Yeah.
Yes.
But if you go to a sushi restaurant for vegetarian sushi, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
There's a
Sushi
line.
Freak here has vegetarian sushi, and it's good. Like so,
Yeah.
you know, sometimes if you go in a group, then it's a different dynamics, right? You're going as a
Yeah.
group, and you're the only vegetarian. It happens to me all the time, right? So
Yeah.
then you have to do something. But the thing I was going to say is, I don't know if I have not seen this in Albuquerque, but when I was in Southern California, the Thai restaurants, they have a spicy rating from 1 through 5.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do they have it here also?
They do
do.
on certain, depends on the restaurant. So like this, I don't know where I, oh, also Namaste, I was talking about like another Indian
Namaste,
restaurant,
yeah,
Namaste. They do ask you like on 1 to 5, how do you like your spice?
Yeah.
So like, of course, my husband will go 1. And I'll be
I see.
like, make it 3 if I'm a little bit adventurous.
Do you have a 6?
4. You know,
You go like, do you have a 6?
yeah, 5 is like, I know I'm like not, depends on the day.
Yeah.
And so also, do I have a side of my gulasi?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like
Oh,
if
that's
I,
true.
you know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like,
That's the spice.
you know,
Temper
it's like,
down a
because the
little.
thing is like, what people forget about also about spice is that it builds up.
Of
So
course.
that they'll be like, oh, this is okay.
Yeah.
And then eventually it's like, spicy. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
There's a difference between the first lick and the full spoon, right?
yeah. Because they'll be like, well, no, it's spicy. And I'm like, well, you keep eating it.
Yes.
That's
Like
me.
Also, I think spice, like Indian spice and Thai spice and New Mexico spice, they're all
Korean
very
spice are-
different. They're very,
yeah.
Korean
That's
spice, they're
true.
very different. Like they hit you differently.
Because they also use
Yeah.
different peppers and
They use
different
different peppers, different
seasonings,
shit.
you know? Because like it's like,
Yeah.
that's why like some people are always just like, I will never do spice. And then I cook and they're like, I love this. And they're like, it has spice. Don't put them in one category.
Yes.
Spice is, because technically when you eat garlic and ginger,
They're spicy.
there's spice.
I was gonna say, like, I'm very like, spice and hot are two different things. Like, it's two different. But somehow
Yeah.
we
Spi-
conflate
yeah.
the two, right?
Spice to me
Flavor.
is flavor.
Spice
Yeah.
is flavor.
It's a seasoning.
You know the reason why food is spiced? So so to balance it, like so that it's easy to digest. Like certain spices like cumin and coriander, they bring flavor, yes, but they also have medicinal qualities. Turmeric, for example, we know all, right?
Yeah.
So that's the thing about some places, what they'll do is the spice, you can feel it, but some places they will do the spices, but then they'll put a lot of chili in it, which destroys the whole...
Attack your senses. It's like, mayday, mayday.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, it's
Yeah.
all good.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys tried Fantang.
I have not. no.
Fantang is really good too. I always get either the pad thai or
Yeah.
the spicy beef noodle soup.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
The pad thai that I like is Thai vegan. Have you guys been there?
No.
I've
It's on
never tried
Osuna.
vegan. I'm gonna
It's
try
really
it
good.
out. Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Thai vegan is really good. It's a small place in a strip mall on Osuna and San Mateo.
You guys are
around
giving me like really, really good recommendations.
Because I'm getting hungry.
Now I'm like,
Giving
Yeah.
my
there. This happens in our show all the time. Like
this
we start
is
talking-
us for the first 15 minutes. We're just like, what are we eating after? Should I change the one where I'm about to go for dinner? But yeah, no.
Indian food, if you want to go, the one that I really like is naan and dosa. It's like across the street from Albuquerque
Okay.
Academy. And in
You,
fact,
you talk about it because you're also
Yeah.
vegetarian.
I'm vegetarian.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they have good vegetarian selection.
Well, that's the problem too. Is like when people think about like Asian food, they're like, "Well, I'm vegetarian," and I'm like, actually, mostly Asian food is
Yes,
vegetarian
yes.
because most of our countries started very, very poor, and most of the countries just have meat very recently.
Yeah.
And also colonialism.
Colonialism.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's not go there. Let's not go there.
So it's just like, but like the thing about like Asian food is like it is really, really easy to substitute it as vegetarian because all you gotta do is not.
Don't put the meat.
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
it's like when you go to like a steakhouse. What do you eat? Right? What do you eat as a vegetarian? Mashed potatoes, right?
Yes.
Corn maybe if they have corn.
Maybe, yeah.
But most, because the thing also
Bread,
is like
yeah.
most steakhouse is like fine dining, so they don't do corn unless it's like fancy corn.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a chef, so like there is like fancy corn,
yeah.
but you don't get like a side of corn. It's usually like some kind of murdered potatoes, right? Scalloped potatoes, mashed potatoes. You know, it's like some kind of like fancy
Taters,
elevated
taters.
potatoes.
Yeah, that's
You know,
true.
mashed potatoes with goat cheese and scalloped potatoes. You know, that kind of thing. So like. For like a vegetarian, don't go to steakhouse, right? Because you're like, what are you?
No.
what are you- There's not even green beans in steakhouses, right?
Yeah. You go there and like, I'm fasting.
Yeah. Because I do have some friends that are like, pescatarians or vegetarians,
Yeah.
and they're like, well, I want Asian food, and I'm like, you know how easy it is to get Asian food that is vegetarian or pescatarian?
Have you tried the vegan pancake at what's the name of the place? It's on like off of Paseo.
I don't don't drive, so I don't know.
It's
Sure.
I can't remember the name of the place now. We just ate the other day.
But have you been to Asian Pear?
That's the place. That is the place. That is the place.
Okay, 'cause
That's
I was
that's
like,
the
I
place.
love that place.
Yeah.
I've
That's
seen it
Asian
on
Pear.
my Yelp
Yeah.
You
or like
have
in my
to go.
Google Maps because
Yeah.
I'm around that.
Yeah.
But like I haven't had a chance
Asian
to
Pear is
really
Their
good.
go.
Korean
They're good.
pancakes are
The Korean
so
pancakes.
Oh, that's what it is.
good.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they have gimbap bowls.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Bibimbap bowls.
Bibimbap bowls. Yeah,
Bibimbap
I do
bowls.
like it. I do like
Yeah.
bibimbap.
Yeah.
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 So
That's good.
It's really good.
That's good.
It's kind of small though.
It's
So
small.
it
Yeah.
does
I
like
know,
get
yeah.
like when it gets
It gets
crowded,
busy.
it gets crowded.
yeah.
But their
Yeah.
food.
Yeah. Once what
It's
we did
good.
was we took the food from there and then
Yeah.
went to Tin Can Alley and then just sat down and ate
Oh,
there.
that's
Like,
nice.
okay.
That's a good idea.
I mean, you're eating.
not
They're
against the
gonna
law.
get us out from here. Outside food.
What is Tin Can Alley? I haven't been there.
Tin Can,
It's like
a fun place.
It's like
Yeah.
I can't. It's almost like Sawmill, but less vendors.
Oh.
So they have
okay.
like
It's a
little.
bunch of restaurants.
It's a bunch of little food stalls.
Okay,
I usually
nice.
get the pho
Pho is
there,
very good there, yes.
and the nitro blueberry
The nitro-
cheesecake ice cream
Ooh.
is very very popular. That's like my to go to. My husband
really
always get the
good.
barbecue.
Oh, I was going
I know
to
it
say
in the
pizza.
corner.
Like, there's a pizza
Oh,
place.
There's a
really?
pizza place. Yeah.
There's a pizza
Ooh,
place.
that sounds
There's
so
pho.
There's brewery.
There's also, I don't remember, it's Vietnamese? No, not Vietnamese. Vietnamese is pho.
Yeah.
But there's like a Cambodian or there's some other
Thing,
I
yeah.
can't remember right
Yeah,
now.
there's like a burger place also. There is a coffee shop.
There's a coffee shop.
Yeah,
And the thing they added recently, not too long ago, was on the second floor,
like
if you go-
clothing shops and stuff, right? Like little.
No, there's an arcade.
Oh,
and
okay.
it's a small room with arcade, but it's fun. It's like
Oh yeah.
it's like,
No, that's perfect though, because like
yeah.
I'm trying to find places for my nephews that are coming to visit for the summer.
take them next door to Tin Can Alley, the climbing gym, Stone Age.
Climbing things.
Okay.
So you guys can do that together. Like they can do the climbing thing
They
and
don't
like
like climbing stuff. They like trampolines more. They said
have
it's
them
too
try
much
it out.
work.
Have them try it out for once.
Yeah.
Like,
So
once.
There's also this barbecue place that's actually located in the store that we opened up.
Yeah.
It's called Fat Teas,
Uh-huh.
and they're really good barbecue.
Ah.
And it's just one person, and he runs it all.
Okay.
It's really good service
Nice.
and really good barbecue.
Yeah.
And he smokes all his meat like.
I need to go there.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, like, have you guys tried? So this is it's not a restaurant. It's called the Sprouting Kitchen. I don't know if we've talked about this on the show before. So this is a young girl. She has started this business where she'll invite you to a farm, right?
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh,
get
yeah,
all
I
the
remember
vegetables
that.
from the
From the
farm,
farm.
Yeah.
and then do a cooking class, like a cooking demo. You
Yeah.
cook together and you eat together. It's really cool. I think it's
Yeah.
I
it's
want
a
to
great
do a
idea.
cooking class.
Yeah.
That's almost like farm
It's
to
really good.
table
Yeah.
plus.
Plus the experience of community eating.
Yeah, no,
community
and
cooking.
also like plus your own like personal chef.
Yes.
Because like usually like if
Okay.
you get your own personal chef, it's like
No,
expensive, yeah.
You are doing the cooking in this case because
Oh,
you're
you are
learning.
doing the
It's a
cooking.
cooking class,
cooking class.
right? So you're chopping the
Yeah.
vegetables, you're learning the recipe.
I forgot,
You're doing the
yeah.
cooking. Yeah,
Yeah.
Ooh,
it's very cool.
I want to do that.
Yeah.
I love cooking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
I love
eating.
I
Yeah.
love cooking too.
This is
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
trade-off for me. I'm like, I'll cook and somebody do the dish.
That's me and my husband. But like right now, I'm looking for a job. So I'm just like, don't get used to this. This is a privilege. But it's like, but you did such a good job. And I'm like, so is the dishwasher. Because like now it's summer, so it's
Yeah.
grilling season. So I told him, I'm like, you're gonna be cooking a lot. I have a recipe book with all grilling stuff. I would like to be catered at this time. I would do dishes.
So
You
what
know.
is your go-to as far as cooking?
I mean, anything with rice, because like, it's like my
course.
rice cooker is always, there's always like a thing of rice. But
Yeah.
like, I think for summer, I definitely, because like my husband do make like a pretty good
Yeah.
like chicken barbecue. So, but like we cut it really skinny, like really thin. Because the thing is just like, cooking is about temperature and cooking
Yeah.
temperature.
Yes.
So it's like sometimes chicken can be dry.
Yeah, that's true.
And also salmonella. So you want to cook all the way,
That's
right?
true.
So like there's that balance of like trying not to dry it out. That's why like because I have a recipe book, and they have like some pork chops, some vegetables, some corn, some peaches that you can even grill for like a salad and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
wow.
I told him, I'm like, I would like for you to grill for the whole week. I would like to not cook for a whole week.
There you
That
go.
is the
So
plan.
talking about recipe books, the one that I really like, there are actually a couple of them I like. There's one called What to Eat for How You Feel. It's written by Divya Alter. And Divya Alter is somebody, next time you go to New York City, you have to go visit her restaurant.
Okay.
So she's been running this restaurant for a number of years. And the food is just amazing. Just amazing.
But it's really hard
Amazing.
because like I was just in New York and like I have my spots. Like I
know,
have a list.
I know, but I'm saying
You know,
like you should
add
give
it to the list.
Add it to the list. Yeah.
This is getting
It's a- so she talks about she talks about how sometimes like depending on the season, like she has seasonal recipes in the book. Really good, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other book that I like it's called Heaven's Banquet.
Oh.
It has maybe I don't know 600-700 recipes, something like that. It's really
Wow.
like, a lot of recipes, and I might have personally tried maybe about 100 or so from that book. They all have turned out great. I'm so impressed with it.
I'm gonna have to
I'm so
get that
impressed with
book. But it's
Yeah.
just like I have too many cookbooks.
Where do
Really
I start?
dangerous. I mean, not even the ones that I got from culinary school. So it's
Really?
like
Wow.
So it's
Oh,
just
how
like-
was that? Like, how was going to culinary school?
it's really fun. I mean, it's just like exciting.
Yeah.
And also annoying for my husband because he was trying to perfect Eggs Benedict for 5 years. And then I went to culinary school the first day. And then the second day, I'm like, look, perfect Eggs Benedict. And he's like, of all the videos that I watched, how could you make better Eggs Benedict for me for one day? And I'm like, go.
That's funny.
But like, I do have like a culinary book. So like maybe I'll let you guys borrow it. So
That'd
like,
be awesome.
Yeah.
And then what was your like favorite part of cooking school? Like, what was your favorite?
eating it after.
Yeah.
Because I also
I'm not surprised.
yeah. Well, because the thing is, like, I hate baking, but I do have a certification for baking. Because like when you go to like cooking, when you watch cooking shows,
Yeah.
they can never bake.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes,
They're always
yes.
that's like always their weakest.
yeah.
Like they're like dessert, and they're like, and I'm
Yeah.
like, how could you be a chef and you can't even make a dessert? I hate making desserts? Yes. That's why I designated a whole day when I bake. So like when I bake cookies, I make 180 cookies. Yes.
Wow.
And then they're good for a year
They
because
could-
I hate baking because you have to measure stuff.
Yes.
As a cook, you're like, I don't have broccoli, cauliflower it is.
Yeah.
I can't just be like, I don't have baking soda, baking
Uh-oh.
powder it is. And you're
not
like,
gonna work.
why didn't you rice today?
Not gonna work.
So, but yeah, like definitely, maybe we should do like a barbecue cooking
Oh yeah.
contest, like have our own like,
Cook off.
yeah, and then,
Yeah.
our significant others will be the judge.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, but you can't like you have to do like like that like have you guys seen the wedding show where like you rate the wedding, so like you
Yeah.
can be biased, right? So
Yeah,
like
I've seen
you can't like make your points higher. You know what I mean? We should do that. I think
Yeah.
that'd be kind of fun. So
Oh, and then you got back from that wedding. Like, what kind of food did they have there?
they had food the whole time. Like because like they're also foodies.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it was just like A+. That's why I told him A+ for weddings. I was never hungry. Like food for the cocktail hour. So they had like for the cocktail hour they had like somebody making pasta, a
Wow.
charcuterie
Really?
table, people like that goes around with the appetizer. We had a 3-course meal for dinner.
so good.
They had a gelato, and then they have because they didn't have a cake. They have like pastries. And then when you leave, they have because they also have a movie theme. They had a movie corner with the snacks on the boxes and
Really?
popcorn and soda to
No
take you
way.
for home. So food the whole time. And I was like, this is my kind of wedding.
Oh
Kind of
man.
stuff. But, yeah.
I need to know more people getting married so I can just eat.
I need to like stop going to a wedding. They all add up. I was just in Hawaii and then New York. I'm like, stop getting married.
You're all wedding out, wedded out.
No, it's not wedding out. It's more like I'm broke. I gotta go there. I gotta pay for hotels and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yes,
but now we're gonna go segue for our hot topic of the day.
All right, what is it?
So right now, I mean, like music has always been remixed, right?
Yes.
People always like sample music from, So now people are like, like that song is like, "What is love? Baby Don't Hurt.
Remixing
it.
So like people are remixing it.
Yes.
And then another song that I like is like You Have a Fancy Car. It's like a
Yeah.
90s 2000 song, and then
Yeah.
somebody
Yeah.
had like more like a country twang to it.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. It's just like I think we talked about it with the movies and TV shows. Like
Yes.
when your songs that you grew up with now has like a different sound, right? Like when your when your 20s club music
Yeah.
is now like remix. And I'm like, I don't know what I feel about this.
Exactly.
This is my jam.
Yeah.
When this song comes on, it takes me
Yeah.
back to that one night, specifically on a Saturday at 2 a.m. when we're
Yeah.
at Waffle House. Because music is always evolving,
Yes.
right? But there's also the AI component,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
With the technology and stuff, right? So like, how do you even? Because there's also, I think like there was an article of like, I mean it's been debunked, but like PDD said that like he had like a sample of the Sting song, for like the beginning of his song, and then he didn't ask for it, so now he has to pay for royalties for perpetuity.
Oh.
Oh wow.
That kind of thing,
Yeah.
right? Because like there's, and also like the Ed Sheeran, like he had like a big lawsuit that he just won.
Wow.
Because there is like, because I feel like I'm not an artist, but like we are also, as an artist, of course you're gonna be influenced by the music that you grew up
Yeah.
and listened
Of
to,
course. Yeah. Of
right?
course.
And there are some music that kind of sound the same, but like I don't. I mean, I learned about notes and stuff when I was in elementary, high school, but like that was like literally 25 years ago. I don't even know what the notes look like anymore. Like it may sound the same to our ears, but there are complications to that, due to
Yeah.
copyright
Of
and all
course.
that
Sure.
stuff.
Of
So
course.
like
Of course.
just because it sounds the same to us doesn't mean it's the same to
Correct.
us.
That's
Correct.
true.
But right, so like that's the thing. It's just like what is sampling and what is stealing.
Yeah.
See, if they were to go ask that artist or get permission, then yeah, I would consider that sampling. But I notice a lot of people do too. They'll take lyrics or like certain beats of it and then, totally remix it so they wouldn't get caught and get in trouble or get sued. So definitely if you get the permission and you're working with the artist, then yeah, I would think that's sampling.
Yeah, because like also like in the world of YouTube, and like people remake covers, right? And that's something too.
That's a thing too. Yeah.
It's like I said, it's like that Chapman song. It's like you had a fancy car, and then now somebody put like a country twang to it. So now is it now his song, or because like I've
Yeah.
seen covers that are like that are just like amazing. Sometimes even better than the original. Because
Yeah.
of like how it hits you at the time,
Yeah.
Because a lot of
Yes.
people do like covers of different songs
Yeah,
in
that's
social
true.
media. It's like that's the thing also is like, because like you can't, especially with YouTube, there's a lot of like, because I had like those 1 minute videos, and I get like hit with copyright, and I'm like, I'm literally making sure the songs are not copyrighted. It says it's like
Yeah.
a public domain, and I still get hit with like copyright on the videos.
Yes.
Oh wow.
So I'm
That's
just like,
crazy.
where are they coming from?
Yeah.
So like, to me, I'm not like, how dare them? To
Yeah.
me, it's just like, am I stealing somebody's music?
Yeah.
But like, I
You don't want to
literally,
do that, yeah.
but the problem also is like, I literally use the app to search for a non-copyright songs. And obviously, I still ended up with a copyright song because somebody claimed copyright.
Yeah, that's
Right?
crazy.
Because I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
Because there's so much music now. Our music now are so intertwined with
Of course.
with the world of internet.
Yes.
Right? I mean, look at
Yeah.
Bad Bunny, right? Like La Rosa, like
Yeah.
like we'll be all, I'm like jamming to a Spanish
Yeah.
song. I don't even know what she's talking about. But I love this music,
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's just like, where is the line between stealing and sampling?
And I notice like now with a lot of new generation artists, they all do the same formula. They do covers or they do remixes of songs. And then when finally they come out with their original song, you're disappointed. And I'm like, I love you. And it's weird because you're programmed by it because of all the older music. So it's like, I can't hate the song,
Yeah.
It's like,
But I don't doubt our grandparents was also saying the same, because like think about Elvis Presley, the Hound Dog song, not his.
Yeah.
It was made by a woman black artist.
Yeah.
But he's the one that got it popular and made it made. That's the
Yeah.
thing. That's the thing also is like the music that we might be listening that are like big on TikTok, not necessarily their
Original,
music.
not
It was
original. Yeah.
it was ripped off from another artist because now it's harder to steal,
Yeah. That's
right?
True.
Because it's easier to like information in the world of TikTok of like this, like investigate this TikTok
Yeah.
with my 100 followers.
Yes.
Yeah.
They rip off my song, right?
Yeah.
Like go and investigate, right? I mean,
Yeah.
but back then our grandparents are. I mean, I know for a fact that like my mom, in the world of MTV, she was like making fun of me because like, why do you keep watching the same thing? That's the same music, and I'm like, Mom, it's a music video, duh,
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
that's a generational thing.
I was gonna say like some of the songs that I grew up with in India, I later found out they were copies of songs that were from the West.
That's-
Oh,
It's
wow.
like, and now you listen
That's
to them, it's
crazy.
like, oh, okay, now I know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah,
These
see-
days it's
yeah.
harder. Right? It's-
Yeah,
it's like much more-
exactly.
That's what I'm trying to say. I think like because like accountability
Is more, yeah.
is it's not just that, but also like you can't steal that easily now. Maybe for
That's
a
true.
month if you're lucky, right?
Yeah, that's
But
true.
eventually
You
truth
get
will
found
come
out.
to the
You get found
surfaces.
out, yeah.
It's just like people that are just like, I have a squeaky click image. And then you're like videos and then podcasts and then interviews from like 1994 that are
Yeah.
resurfacing. Because like at that time, information wasn't quite
It
as
was not
accessible.
Yeah.
That is true.
Right? And I think that's really hard because like I said, it's like I'm not even an artist. But like even with like people with the podcast is like who is the original, like because
What's
like
the
people
source?
also it's just like,
Yeah.
I'm the original podcaster because I'm the one that came up with the idea, but then somebody else, is more popular. Like look at mukbangs,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because like there's like people that are like original and then there's people that are like very very popular because of their charisma, looks, also
Yeah, that's so
race,
true.
also even with the TikTok dances.
Yeah.
There was like also like how do you copyright a dance in TikTok because like there was a lot of like black influencer that like like Charlie Domingo, like she was the most popular one, so she would take other people's dances, not credit them,
Ooh.
right? And
That's-
because she's so popular and such a
Yeah.
big, massive following,
Yeah.
she's the one reaping all the benefits and all this like, all of those other,
Dancers.
and performers
Yeah.
were like, no, she
That's
ripped this
cheating.
off from
Yeah,
us.
That's cheating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She like compiled all of the moves that we did because like this is our original dance.
Yeah.
We're the
Yeah.
one that came up with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? And like we don't get anything out of it. And I think
Yeah.
that's the hardest part. Because
hard,
like to
yeah.
be like to create something out of nowhere and
Yeah.
then somebody else is like I mean if I steal somebody else's lollipop as a kid, I'm still no, you don't want to get stolen from.
Yes.
Right? We do have a feeling of ownership.
Yeah. that's
Right?
True.
Yeah.
So like when do you like draw the line of like is it like because also like I want like newer generations to like also enjoy the music that I
Yeah.
enjoy. I don't want to gatekeep either.
Yeah,
The thong
that's
song,
true.
please bring it back. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Make your own remix.
exactly.
So the thing is, like, if you look at art, right, you can't look at it in isolation. Right? Every art is influenced by what has come before it. So
so true.
that'll always be true. But so that's one aspect of it. The other aspect of it is, if you just like what you were saying is, if you just steal it without giving original credit,
Yeah.
that's like it leaves a bad taste in it.
That's true. Honestly, for me, I'm like, I'll get excited if they don't butcher the song.
Yes.
I'm like, if you remix it and
She's a
it's
gatekeeper.
Like, yeah, I'm just saying, if you're enthusiastic, like for instance, like Bruno Mars, he brings back like like the '70s influence.
But it's
and the
also not
funk
original.
music.
If you think about it, people
Yeah,
have done
it's
that
not
too.
original.
Yeah.
But he's so enthusiastic. He's a great dancer, and like great performer. And I'm like, you didn't butcher it. Like,
Yeah.
go ahead, keep
Yeah.
going.
I mean, don't get me wrong, because like
You
we're
have my
Filip-
blessings.
but the thing is,
Yeah.
like, we're Filipinos. Like
Yeah.
I'm all about Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
But like in the lens of like as an artist,
Yeah.
Bruno Mars is also not that original. It's just that like I said, it's just like he does have the charisma and like the looks and also the talent. I'm not saying that like, but sometimes talent is not an all be all.
Correct.
Somebody could be very, very talented and like, producing music. And then, like I said, it's like literally like another person do a cover of that song.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
all of a sudden they reap all of our benefits
Yeah.
because like, they're more,
Yeah. Yeah.
that.
So talk about covers, right? The ones that I've gotten into recently are those they call a cappella.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I love that form. Like they'll take
Like
a
in
famous
raw
song.
form. In a raw form.
Like like for example, there's one I was listening to by a group out of Austria, someplace like that, and they did Believer. Okay, so so the idea is that there are no instruments. So all the
Yeah.
sounds that you hear are
Coming
from
from
the
their
human
mouth,
body,
yeah.
right? Amazing. I'm so in love with that form. It's amazing. It's like
You're so
really
cute
good.
because I
Yeah.
was like 10 years ago. Like I mean, acapella was really big. Like the Pitch Perfect era. I remember when like acapella was like so crazy
Yeah.
big. But that's what I love too about like I said, it's just like it's a double-edged sword, like accessibility. Something that you've never had any access to now that you do, and now there's like artists like Bad Bunny that like that like you don't even know what
Yeah.
he's talking about, but like that music just like
Yeah.
it like reaches to your soul
That's
that
so
like you
true.
can't.
It's
There's
embodied.
some things that like cannot be denied. Also with music,
Of course.
you
of
know,
course.
and I think like people
Yes.
also get a chance to like showcase something that like never had a chance before,
That's so true.
right? So now, unfortunately, we're gonna have to go our next segue.
Let's
It's
do
like
it.
now we're gonna decide: are you the a-hole? So let's read our little predicament.
Okay.
Because this is more like office work drama.
Oh snap! I
Yeah.
like this.
These are always fun because
I'm
like
chismosa.
because you're like exactly chismes.
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 Exactly.
Marites. Yeah. So like I, male 29, work in an office building. I've been working here for around 3 years. There's no much more needed context, I think. One of my coworkers, 35, is pregnant with her first baby. It was a wanted baby, and her husband and her had to go to a fertility clinic to get pregnant. I know this because she told me and other coworkers this kind of stuff. I congratulated her when she announced her pregnancy and such. I don't have a problem with her at all. Now she's around 7 months. Her maternity leave will start soon as our coworkers want to make a small party for her in the office. They don't plan anything fancy, just a small baby shower during our lunch break. These two coworkers who are planning the party came up to me yesterday and asked me to contribute with money to the party. They said they will get some cupcakes, cake, soda, and that kind of stuff. I told them that I won't give them money for this. If they want to plan this, it's okay, but I couldn't care less about the pregnancy and I won't spend my money on this. They argued that the pregnant coworker will be happy for the party and that helping will make me a good coworker. I said, I don't care about their impression of me. They call me a selfish a-hole and left. My girlfriend then told me I was wrong for this because it's only a couple $1,000, so it's not that hard to help out. Am I really the a-hole?
Couple of $1,000 for couple.
They were asking them.
I
I think
mean,
there's some.
maybe hundreds
Yeah.
or thousands, but either way, like,
Yeah.
that's the thing. It's like, my husband does do this in an office. They do contribute,
Yeah.
like either birthday. I mean, you don't necessarily have to, but
It's the culture of the office.
yeah,
right?
that's the culture of
Yeah.
the office. So, like, it is a little bit testy.
I
Right?
think he was wrong for that.
You
to
think
be
he
honest.
was-
I
oh,
think
okay.
he was wrong because I'm like, say if him and his wife or girlfriend were pregnant and they needed like contributions and they wanted to do something, or he wanted to do something nice for her, I would totally have been like, here you go, like go and plan the biggest party ever.
So I'm
Bir-
afraid of devil's
baby
advocate here.
shower.
It's like,
Yeah.
what if they never wanted children? See, now you're like on that side because
Yeah.
like we're in a culture now too where like half of our population don't want children.
That's true.
Right?
In this case,
That
they
is
said
true.
it was a wanted pregnancy.
It was a wanted
Right.
pregnancy.
So,
yes.
so that logic doesn't apply.
But like what I'm saying is just like,
Yeah.
what if he's like never planned to have kids and now it is in his office and he will never have a baby shower?
It's so to me, it's like if you're working with somebody, right? You're in the same office. what is the big deal of being happy about somebody else's happiness? Like, happiness grows by
Yes.
sharing, right?
Yes.
So
that's true.
they're happy, we're celebrating. It's a celebration. Come on, what's the big
Yeah,
deal?
that's how I
right?
see
It's
it.
like,
I'm
yeah.
like,
No, his
like-
thing is that it's not that he's not happy with that person. He doesn't care about the party. But why should I contribute financially to a party that doesn't really?
I mean, to me, like,
Pertain to
okay,
me.
so I think there's two parts of it, right? The co-workers who asked him for money, they should not have done the guilt trip, right? So
Yeah.
that's
I
like a
think
bad
that's
taste,
what-
right?
Yeah.
If
it
they
really
didn't do
does.
the guilt trip, if they just asked, and if they were okay either ways,
More like
I
if
don't
you
think
would,
this would have been an
yeah.
issue.
Yeah.
It's
right?
more of like, would you like to contribute?
Exactly.
Not like
Yeah.
you have to
You have-
contribute certain amount.
or if you
like,
don't, then you are like,
or maybe you could bring a cupcake or something.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
yeah, they could have just said like, instead of giving money, maybe you want to bring something.
Yeah.
or like, okay, you don't contribute the money, but you pick up the cupcakes, right?
Yeah,
We're paying for it, you
exactly.
pick up, like somehow become part of the celebration.
Yeah.
I think that's important, right?
Yeah.
You want to share.
Communication.
Communication, also community, right? It's the office is a community, right? So you want
So
to
true.
participate in the positive that is happening in the
Yeah.
community. Right?
Yeah. And
Why would you not?
also, with that,
Yes.
what is your financial threshold, right?
Correct.
That's
Like,
true.
like that's the
Yeah.
thing. It's just like we also don't know each other's lives.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like,
sure.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we spend 40 hours with this person,
Yes.
but like we don't know how their financial
Exactly.
That
things
is
are.
so
You know,
true.
when like it'll be okay if it was like $5 or what is like
If it's open, like, okay, you contribute whatever you want to.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So like
So
I
it's
think like there's also I think because like you said it's like he doesn't want to donate any kind of finance, like no money at all whatsoever, which I can kind of understand.
It's fine. Yeah.
Because like I mean also like he's a guy,
Yeah.
right? So it's like
Yeah.
it's one of those things like it's just really funny because like this kind of scenario is always
Yeah.
like as a woman you're just like of course it's the guy,
course.
it's the
Yeah.
guy.
Of course, it's a guy.
Because the girlfriend already said like you're the jerk
Yeah.
Of course.
already, right?
Yeah.
And she's just like the hell.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you
Exactly.
mean contribute? He's like coming home and it's just like red flag,
Red flag.
That's true.
right? So yeah, it's just like it's one of those things where like now, I think also it's just like I definitely don't like ruffling feathers,
Yeah.
but it is like some people are also like non-confrontational.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
So like sometimes they don't like my husband does. Like so sometimes people don't want to be put in a spot.
Of course.
They don't necessarily want to give money or anything like that kind of thing. And also, okay, like I said, it's just like what if the coworker let's just pretend and the coworker is a woman.
Mm-hmm.
What if I just had a miscarriage?
That's true.
Right? And now my coworker's pregnant. Right? I'm not saying that like I'm petty and I'm mad because she's celebrating this like life stone for her while I'm here soaking in my depression, right? And now they're like telling me like, contribute money when I'm the one here
think-
suffering also.
I think so. My take on it is slightly different. Right? Is that we think that if we share our misery, then the misery will go down, but it doesn't happen, right? But for sure, when we share joy with others, joy increases. Right? So joy increases by sharing. So if somebody is happy and I'm happy for them, it does something to me as well. Right? So if I'm unhappy, but I see somebody else happy, I would try to participate in their happiness
Yes.
so that I can come out of the thing that I am in.
Yeah.
So that's my take. The thing that we forget, especially when it comes to money, is that in a very short amount of time, you'll die. And you will not take your money with you, right? So come on. Like,
Yeah. Well, the
That's
thing
what's
also is like that is a very very like nice thinking.
Yeah.
But like also like if you think of it like as in the moment, right? Nobody wants to be petty. I mean, I know
Sure.
I don't
Yeah,
I don't
of
know
course,
personally.
of course.
But like if I'm that person
Yeah.
that like I just had a miscarriage
Yeah.
and I found out someone is pregnant and then now they're all celebrating.
Yeah.
I'm not like, here I am sad.
Yeah, that's-
But
yeah.
like I want to have a distance
Sure.
to that situation
That's
because
true.
I'm also human.
That's
course,
true.
of
You
course.
know?
Because you're grieving, right? You're still
Yeah.
through that's fine. That's
Yeah.
okay. So I think that's where the sensitivity of the organizers comes in. Like how they're asking, who they're asking.
They need a new
What do they know?
organizer.
They
They
need
need
a
to
new
be
organizer.
ousted. Organizers are ousted. We are now a new party planning committee.
No, there's a combination of like sensitivity and sensibility that needs to go together.
Once again, it's message and delivery,
Yes.
right? Same
Exactly.
message,
Yes.
different delivery of like,
Yes.
well, would you like to bring
Would you like to be
3
a part of this?
cupcakes?
Yeah.
Would you like to be a part of this?
Would you like to
Yeah.
bring balloons?
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, it's like my husband do have the thing, and they do
Yeah.
money for like not just like
course, yeah,
that
yeah.
kind of thing for like celebrations and stuff,
Yeah.
even for like birthdays and stuff. But it is like because my husband is very non-confrontational, so now he's like, but like now they're gonna judge me. You know, now they're like he only contributed $50. You know,
Yeah.
and so people are like contributing 3 times as much.
Yeah.
Right? Because now he's like,
No.
oh, no, like it's not enough. Because my husband is a little bit anxiety driven,
Oh, I bet.
right? So I mean, it is like, and that's the thing about like also like office politics because like you really don't want to like ruffle feathers.
Correct.
Mostly, if I
is
mean,
so
yes,
true.
you're gonna have that one coworker that just want to rebel on everything, right? We all have that person.
That's true.
You know, we all have that one coworker that like everything is an argument, right? When you're just like, but you're against this. Why are you arguing with me? You know what I mean? Like I don't understand. But like we're always gonna have that one coworker. But most of us like we just wanna like, you know, we don't wanna like add that situation when we're
Yeah.
stuck there 40 hours a
Yeah.
week. You know, like
I know,
that's not
that's
something we
true.
wanna like deal with, and now we have drama at the office. Now it's unescapable.
Some people like drama. That's a different story.
Yeah.
Like,
No, this is the kind of drama I like. I'm like peeking it out here.
yes.
Like who is this
I
person? I,
mean-
don't even know your name.
Also, like it's in my opinion, it's okay to be mischievous and create the drama if you want to enjoy the drama. That's okay.
Also minuscule, like you know what I
Yeah,
mean, like very very
yeah.
temporary that like people forget in like 2
But
days.
the problem happens when you get caught up in the drama. You don't want to get caught up in it. You
Because
can
now
be
you're the main
director.
character, yeah.
Yeah, you can be the director, but when you become the character, that's.
Yeah. And that's why like I can see his girlfriend. I'm like, you just created a situation.
Exactly.
You're like, this is your work job, and now they're gonna see you next Monday.
Exactly.
Now you're like that jerk that didn't want to contribute to a pregnant lady. Like, is this really the stand that you want to die on?
exactly. exactly.
Really, like this is you want to be known because you know people talk, people gossip,
Yeah.
men and women.
Yep.
You know, for forever, you're like, oh, what's that guy?
I want to hear that
That
conversation.
guy that didn't contribute to their pregnancy. Don't even ask him next time. You know, you know, it's like, oh, it's like we have a word for it. It's called
Yeah.
koripot, like tightwad. Like, you know, that person that's like, it doesn't matter what you do, they won't give you money.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he's that koripot. You know, that's what it is.
Miser.
Yeah, the miser, yeah. So it's just like, and like I said, it's just like, the last thing you want to do is create tension at work.
Yeah.
Unless
that's
you're
true.
planning on quitting.
And you know
To
what?
create more drama that you can, because then you're just like, stir the pot. Stir the pot. I'm leaving 2 days.
That's true. See, like guys don't realize when they're being insensitive too. So
Oh,
that's
yes.
also like the other way.
Oh no,
around.
there are people like that you know they just like staring up things. You know, we all know those
So
people.
that's what I'm saying. Like, you're stirring up things to be mischievous. That's okay. But you're stirring.
Being a Loki.
It's true.
being a Loki, right?
But starting
But
the
if you
guilt
do it
trip-
unconsciously,
Yeah.
you're just doing it out of habit, or like
Yeah.
you're not even sure what you're doing. That can lead to trouble.
I just know guilt trips are a load of drama. That's
Yes.
all I know.
To feel like
Yeah.
nobody wants to be like guilt, because like
Yeah, you don't want to guilt trip
yeah.
people. Yeah.
Because you might even be thinking of doing it, and all of a sudden there's pressure, and
Oh,
you're like,
that's, yeah.
now
You get
you're
put
like,
away. You get put
I
off.
kind of don't want to do that now because now I
Exactly.
gotta.
Of course.
You know, now you're just like, I gotta do it.
Yeah.
You want to be willing, yeah. You
Yeah.
want willing participation, not guilt trip. Yeah. Yes,
Well,
yes.
I mean,
Is that our show now?
yes,
All right.
and that's why this is the kind of drama we like. By the way, like none of us have any of this in our lives. I think. This is my. I'm like in a window. So
I watched the
listening.
Kardashians.
Yeah, that's the kind of drama. I'm like, what's happening outside? But I can also close my window if I don't want to. But thank you guys for watching our show this week and seeing what we have to offer. If you are a local business or any business, you would like to be featured, or you would like to sponsor our show, or you would like to wear would you like us to wear, anything that you sell or anything, or any business, small, local, and big businesses, please just contact us, reach out to us. But for now, we will see you guys next
Next time.
week. Oh, we were talking about like hot topics.